You start.
Hey everybody, welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
This is the comic book review show where we take books in the past week, recap them, review them, tell you what we thought about them, and then give you recommendations of books that are coming out this week we think you should pick up. I just got my notification on my phone. Did you? All you gotta do to get that notification is to subscribe and, of course, click the bell for notifications so you know when we're going live. Even if you're not following us on social media, you can get that update and know what's happening. Now, there's a couple things.
Who doesn't want to know what's happening?
Right? I mean, everybody wants to be in the know. Everybody wants to know what's happening.
I don't always want to know what's happening.
That's true. Sometimes it's frustrating.
I think it's less that I don't want to know and more that I just don't know.
Right. No, I think sometimes I do know and I wish I didn't. But that's never the case when it comes to anything that comes out from this channel.
Accurate.
So, this is not a new set, by the way. This is just actually a revamp of the Elseworlds Exchange and everything else I do live set. Yep. I found that the blue background was a little less dynamic, and I didn't like how much like empty space there was above our heads, and I found that the dynamic of having like this kind of behind the scenes look.
I liked the blue.
It's coming back. It's right there.
I'm looking at it, so I guess it's okay.
There you go.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, the people who like the blue set are getting it right now.
Except the people who did like it. And
I'm saying it's you.
Oh, it's just me.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're watching the show live, of course, you can support us and sponsor today's episode by using Super Task and ask a question or comment, and we'll read it here on the show. Brian Rollins, for example, said, first time being able to watch live with my new puppy, Loki. With a great puppy comes great responsibility. Tiffany, what's your favorite Hellfire Gala outfit?
I can't answer that, man. I can't answer that.
There's so many good ones.
That's literally the problem. I literally can't. I mean, obviously, everybody loves Colossus.
Everybody loves Colossus.
Everybody loves Colossus. He should just.
So you got to be contrarian and be like, no, that's Psylocke.
Psylocke is gorgeous. I actually kind of like Mystique's quite a bit. Like each artist did something very different with their outfits,
yeah,
and like their styling. I really like Jubilee.
I love Jubilee.
Weirdly understated.
It is, and yet like also like mature.
Yeah. It like shows a different side of her. Gambit's looking pretty hot.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know,
he's wearing something he'd never wear.
What? Are you kidding me? How would he not wear that? It's framing the best part of it.
His abs?
His abs, that's right. There's so many really great ones. I actually kind of even dig Monarchs, even though I'm only seeing a black and white version of it. Like it's just cool looking. There's just so many cool ones. The security team has their own outfits.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
They look great.
Yeah, agreed.
It's just dope. The people I don't dig are like Professor X.
No, it's ostentatious. It's ugly.
Not a fan.
Maybe it's supposed to be. Maybe you're supposed to be like, it's just keeping up the trend of everything Professor X does.
And it's just like they just look bizarre.
Yeah.
Personally,
Mm-hmm.
Frenzy looks great too.
Oh, that's fair.
Really dig Frenzy's outfit and Cora.
Yeah,
the chick from Morocco.
Yeah,
like emphasizing that burning heart.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. Warlock put a bow tie on.
I know.
Why not? Looks cute. Obviously, I think everybody agrees that like Colossus should just keep this look.
Yeah.
He looks like what's his name from Harry Potter.
You
know what I'm talking about?
What?
You know when they do the Goblet of Fire and the dudes show up? He looks like the dude. He
looks
like
Hermione's
the dude.
dude.
Hermione's dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that dude's name.
It is very Russian. He's Russian too.
I know,
so
but
guess
that's
that
what that's what it reminds me of, but like more mature and like more Colossus for sure.
Sure.
You know,
it's all cool.
Polaris is fine.
Meh.
It is just meh. I'm surprised it's Sinister.
There's
way less cape.
Yeah, and yet it's all cape.
But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's what you went with?
Fair.
Sure, why not? I love this exercise, though, for these creators, regardless of, like, the fact that we are getting another big title jumping event going on here. I think this is a really cool, like, experiment for artists to do, to be like, hey, they're going to, like, basically the Met Gala.
Yeah.
How are they dressing? Captain Britain pulling like a Lady Gaga kind of thing.
Yeah.
Storm, of course, was the first, like one of the first ones that like really caught my eye. Of that first like lineup that they sent out there, just looks stunning.
Yeah.
Emma has 3 different costume changes that we know of.
That's great.
That we know
Good
of.
for her.
Yeah, we should do. This is basically like we just did the Hellfire Gala red carpet.
Yeah. Now all we need is a Project Runway tie-in, and they have to make those costumes.
Yes. This concerns me.
Trev Ingsley helping us out. Thank you very much, Trev. Sean Cowell. Hey, guys. Question. Has there ever been a hero you wanted to see on a team that hasn't yet been? Raven on Justice League Dark, for example.
It's funny. I know literally most heroes have not been on teams, but like every time I come up with them, I'm like, oh no, they were on that team.
I mean, it's very obvious for me, but I'd like to see Static join like an actual like like I think he was on the Titans for like a hot second, but it was New 52 and nothing counts.
That would be cool.
Like a real, or put him on. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd be okay with that.
Hey, Benny, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. That Novo guy, what was the deal with the shorts you guys put out on Friday? They're gone. Why? We had an issue with the channel, and we cleaned it up.
But we're all good now.
Yeah.
And if you saw it, wink.
Right.
And if you didn't, you'll
Don't worry
never
about
know.
it. You missed it. You missed nothing.
You did miss nothing.
David Brault was listening to an older Flash episode where the guys mentioned a PhD in Batmanology. Fun fact, you can study to be a pirate at MIT.
Hey.
So you're getting that much closer to Batmanology.
It's almost there.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Raj Patel, new set. Sad to hear that Once in Future is on hiatus.
Yeah.
Really glad I'm getting an oversized hardcover edition. Colossus looks great.
I think it makes sense. A lot of the writers who are writing independent books are kind of getting picked up and tapped to do some larger stuff, so it makes sense. And I'm glad there's a level of maturity and like passion for their own projects to know that they'd rather put it on hiatus than like do a half-ass job.
Completely. Also, he digs Cannonball's outfit. Can't believe what a hayseed he is, but how he managed to really like pull it off. The True Believer helping us out in a big bad way. Thank you very much, True Believer.
He legit looks like he I don't know, it gives me like Attack on Titan vibes a little bit.
Cool
I think it's just the cape.
True Believer wants to see Ultron Unlimited on back issues. It's on the list. It'll get there. All the Ultrons like that are worth a damn, including the one where Daredevil beat him, will be done. Dex Baker, got to hit the gym. I'll catch you guys in the replay. Thanks a lot, Dex. And Dex actually helps us move on to another topic that I want to get to.
Is it the gym?
No, it's not.
Because I'm not hitting any of them.
No, I am not either. I don't have a gym. I'm hitting like a makeshift gym. Like the world is my gym. I see a tree branch, I lift it.
It's 1,000% more gymming than I'm doing. Yeah. I'm doing the I'm strapped to my desk workout. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that.
Oh, so you mean the not workout?
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so listen, there's a big, I teased it on Twitter. I said there's a big announcement. If you're on Patreon, you already know it. But I wanted to talk about it because it's, we're not quite there, but we need to be, which is why I'm talking about it now. And you just feel free to jump in, as we go. But like, here's the deal. YouTube keeps changing things up. They keep favoring one thing or another. We're obviously on our way to 100,000K. That is an inevitability, not a suspicion at this point. It will happen at some point or another. And as we move towards that end, we need to start thinking about the future for ComicPop and the changes we need to make, or any kind of provisions or alterations we need to make. And YouTube's algorithms are such that they are favoring channels that pretty much only make one type of content. We've always prided ourselves on making a diversity of content, a big range, off the rack included. We make 2 live 1 hour long shows, Off the Rack and the Elseworlds Exchange, where we talk about something and we share with you and you share with us, and it becomes this collaborative thing. It's really important, and we really, really value those shows. Off the Rack's our second or one of the longest running shows on the channel. Follow closely, if not following back issues, followed then by Elseworlds Exchange. So these are the biggest shows we have. What? I timed this very well, yeah. So what we're trying to do, or we're planning on doing, and we've gotten to the point of very, very little, we haven't gotten anywhere near the infrastructure we need, but we gotta jump on board. So anyway, YouTube's like, hey, listen, you can only make one type of thing, and if you don't, we're gonna fuck you. Like, that's it. Just genuinely, like, if you make one thing people like, and then you make another thing people don't like, we're gonna show your stuff less.
Yep.
And what are we going to do about that? Well, our options were limited. We could make one show, the show obviously being back issues.
Yep. Or
we could diversify our content by diversifying your samplings of channels to get that content in. And so rather than scale back and just say, we're not making Off the Rack, we're not making Elseworlds, we're not making The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, we're only making back issues down, I didn't want to do that. Neither did Tiffany, neither did anybody on the team. And so, as a result, we got to make another channel.
This is true. And so we did.
We did make another channel.
We did. But it's so little right now, we can't even get a custom URL. So that is the link there. And so what we're going to be doing is this channel is going to transition into being essentially just back issues.
Yes.
It's where you're gonna come to get your back issues fixed. Us on the couch talking about stuff, making jokes, right? That's doing some deep dives, having some conversations.
Pre-recorded, 1 to 2 hours long.
Yeah, but if you are a fan of the channel and want content like this, Elseworlds, GBU, possibly some other stuff that we might resurrect now that we have this outlet.
Yeah.
You go over to that link, you sub there, and then that's where all of this stuff is starting to migrate over.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen immediately, and we don't want to do that kind of switch on you. We're still going to be streaming here, but the video on demand is going to go over there.
Exactly. So we went live on Off the Rack here on ComicPop.
Yeah.
The post show, if you're watching this, welcome. Thanks so much for subscribing to ComicPop Returns.
Yes,
will be available on ComicPop Returns. So this video will be live here. We're going to remove it from here after the live show, re-upload it over there, and you can watch the replays over there. We're not, however, going to backlog it. I'm not going into our 365 episodes of Off the Rack, downloading them, re-uploading. We're not doing that. I already did that for the audio show. By the way, if you want Off the Rack on audio, you can listen to all 365 episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But no one wants to do that. So instead, it's just new stuff.
Yeah.
So ComicPop Returns is the name of the channel. We're trying to think of a name. I was very much inspired by Toy Galaxy, who came up with Toy Galaxy 2. That's TOO. They were playing with Teen Wolf / the fun of saying, 2, but it's TOO.
As well.
And we went, screw it. You know what? Let's go with something that implies the future, that implies, something else. And so we went with ComicPop Returns. It's kind of a play on Dark Knight Returns. The reality is, that was part of our research, channel names don't mean anything. So it doesn't matter what we call it.
Yeah. But we wanted to do that, and we figure that way it's, it is the return of, hopefully this other content.
Exactly. The kind of thing you want to see.
Yeah, but it also gives folk who really are just here for back issues the opportunity to just have that content on the channel that they presumably sub to because of that content.
Exactly.
And not muddy the water for them. So we very much appreciate everyone who so far has subbed.
Yes,
We've jumped up quite a bit.
We do appreciate it, you guys.
We're at 173 now, so thank you very, very much for that, honestly. And thanks to those who also smashed that like button or that
subscribe button.
The bell.
The bell, yes.
That's it. I'm what's it called? I'm not good at this.
Yes, thank you for shamashing that bell.
The bell.
So to recap, we've launched a new channel. It's called ComicPop Returns. It will begin with this pre-recorded episode of Off the Rack, and then we'll continue. Thank you very much, Comic Story. You're a good friend. We held out for a while on this one. We did, and it really hurt us.
This was something that was suggested earlier, and we kind of we
dragged our feet.
We dragged our feet on it
because YouTube will change it. Invariably, what will happen is one day YouTube is going to be like, "You need to make a diversity of content," and so
a variety.
A variety. You shouldn't have 16 channels. Just one channel for 16 different shows.
Yeah,
and then we'll just relist everything we've made.
Yeah, and that's fine. But we've decided that this is the way to go, but that way we can still continue to give you all of the content you expect from Comic Pop, and we appreciate you guys taking the extra step of doing a second sub.
Yes.
Very much appreciate that. Listen, I know people
Nobody wants to
clutter their another thing, but hopefully it'll end up equating to exactly the same amount of videos that you had before, just from 2 different sources.
That's right. And here's another incentive, by the way. If you don't want to deal with it, there's an easy solution. And all you got to do is go to patreon.com/comicpop and follow, and I will let you know when every single video we put out goes up. So if you pay to go to Patreon, you will never have to subscribe to anything. You'll just have all the videos, and it'll be like one big, beautiful channel.
Right, but you could also just do the free thing and just
the free
sub,
thing, and that's what I encourage.
And that's the thing that's
what I genuinely mean for you to do. But I wanted to plug that as well, because why not?
We're here. Why not? So thank you, though, to everyone for listening to us on that and for jumping over there. And we'll continue to remind about this, of course, as we go along.
Yeah, there's a very soft rollout. We didn't make an exclusive video on the channel.
No.
I haven't posted on social media. The patrons know, and now you know.
Yes.
And that's
we're gonna go from there. So thank you guys. You guys are some of the first people to find out about this.
You are, yeah. It's very exclusive.
You're on the cutting edge.
It's like being a member of the Hellfire Gala. You got an exclusive invitation.
That's right.
Do we want to do an incentive just yet, or do we want to do that later?
It's up to you.
Would as well.
We're doing an incentive.
So here's the deal. just to whet your appetite a little further, if you are interested in more Comic Pop and you do want to be given another reason to go to ComicPop Returns besides actually maybe being notified when Elseworlds, Off the Rack, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly goes live, we're going to get you a free comic. And here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we need to reach a certain milestone in order to be able to monetize that channel and be able to actually make those shows live on there. Because that's hopefully what we'll do is we'll start migrating.
We'll get there, but
we need to get 1,000 subs and we need to have 30 days. Can't do anything about the time. We got to wait 30 days anyway.
Yeah.
But as we get closer to 1,000 subs, help me break this down. It's basically like we want to reach a certain number by a certain point.
Yeah. So I think the idea was we were like, if by next week we had 500 subs,
yes,
we'll do a giveaway to those people who are subscribed.
That's right.
To the channel.
Yes. So what we'll do is we'll
comment on this video that you're watching right now. That'll be over there. It could be anything. Comment.
Yeah.
It could be like, "Hi, what's up?"
Yeah.
Your favorite Hellfire costume.
Right. But it could be anything.
Yeah.
So in order to qualify for next week's Off the Racks free comic giveaway, and the comic will be one of our choosing, just a random drawing. We're going to decide what it is, and then you subscribe to the ComicPop Returns channel and comment on this episode. Mm-hmm. You will be entered to draw, and we'll have to prove, A, you're subscribed, and B, that you've commented.
Oh, we'll get Ben to tell a joke into the box we send it in.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
You won't be able to read it or hear it.
But you'll know it was done.
You'll know he did it.
So if you need another incentive besides loving this channel, which I know you all do, and you'll love that channel too, it's going to be very much like this one. You can comment on this video that will be live on ComicPop Returns tomorrow.
Yep, it'll be there.
And then we'll let you know who won next week.
Yep.
The True Believer says, "Hey, great to see you, and I'm sorry to bother you, but when are we getting Ultron Unlimited?" He asked that already. Thank you very much, True Believer. Soon. Well, not soon, but we will get it.
At some point.
Here's the deal. It's happening. That's all I can say. Blue Baba says, "It's not much. Times are rough. I just wanted to thank you guys for genuinely making my crappy days better. Got to get back to work. Catch you guys after." Thank you, Blue Baba.
Well, thank you so much. And never, listen, you guys are being very generous and helping to support us. So please don't ever critique yourself on the amount. It's never about that.
It's
honestly.
true. It's true.
So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing not only that, but your thoughts.
Agreed. P. Black loved Elseworlds Exchange. I was curious if Michael Turner is considered a memorable creator in comics. I fell off comics for some years before he passed. Yeah. Michael Turner is absolutely still celebrated. I mean, like, they made statues of his art, and of course, like, you know, Fathom wouldn't be, or Aspen Comics wouldn't exist without Michael Turner. So, yeah. Let's talk about a book.
What do you want to talk about?
I read okay. So there's this book, there's this Man-Thing extravaganza that's been going on at Marvel for some reason. I think it's like an event, and I think the idea is it's like the old, like, 80s comics where it was, you know, like Mephisto versus the Fantastic Four, and then Mephisto versus such and such, and it's all part of the same story.
Right.
I loved that idea, and so they're doing it here with Man-Thing, Curse of the Man-Thing. And so what they're doing is they're like, hey, so here's the deal. You know, the first one was, I think, Avengers versus Curse of the Man-Thing. And then they did it again with Spider-Man Curse of the Man-Thing.
They did.
So Spider-Man Curse of the Man-Thing was from, I believe, Steve Orlando and Marco Failla with Minku Young with colors by Guru EFX. I wanted to mention this because it's been a long time since I have, like, picked up a comic book, read it, or started to read it, and quit because the art was so bad. This is one of those times where I was so distracted by how terrible everything looked, I just stopped reading it. I got about 5 pages in, and I was like, done. I just couldn't even. I'm like,
I can't even.
It would
this.
be, you know, it's like opening up a can of soda and finding, like, a rat in it. It's like, how did that even get in there? Like, it's just.
You just painted a picture for me, because that's a rat's big.
Yeah, that's right.
That can would be basically all rat.
I know. This book is all rat. I couldn't forgive it.
Okay.
And I was just like, I was so taken aback because it had these moments where you think it's fun, where you think the art's pretty cool,
okay,
and then, like, it's just like, oh, you had a great moment there, and then it just, like, completely falls off, and you're like, wait, no, what, no, or like the anatomy's wrong. The colors don't help. They're quite atrocious, but I couldn't fathom it. Like there's a moment where you see Spider-Man's face and his nose is poking through his eye.
Oh, it is. Oh, no.
And it's just wrong. And it's like maybe they only drew the outline and they had the colorist do the rest. I don't know. But it's just lazy.
Wow. I was going to say, I mean, like, I've seen some terrible art.
I've
but
seen
like,
some bad
this
art.
is, like, and, like, I didn't think it was that atrocious.
No.
But, like, seeing that, like, oh, no.
Yeah. Then you get into, like, because superheroes, you could fudge that. You could get away with it sometimes. But then you get to the faces. That's the horticulture. You remember those fun characters?
I like those fun characters.
Well, what do you think of them now? What do you think of Willem Dafoe and Drag over here?
Well, you know, they're old.
I know. It's just it was one of those things where like it's so rare that I rage quit a book and
you did.
I did. And it's like it bears pointing out because it's just like what the hell? What the
Rawr.
absolute hell? It just drove me nuts. I'm like, what is happening? Anyway, there's no more of those.
Okay.
In my roster. There's no more
good.
of those where I'm like, I will say I did pick up My Little Pony Transformers and I started reading it and I'm like, oh, it's like referencing other things and I'm like,
having to do with Transformers or having to do with
like I think they crossed over before.
Oh,
and I was like, okay.
I almost opened that up and then I was like, no, I'd rather just have Sal tell me about this and question.
I literally
the fact
had no
why
time.
Why is this in here?
I literally had no time and it seemed like there was a lot going on and I'm like, I don't have time to get into this right now.
I don't have time for this. All right, that's fair.
You read Brzrkr.
I did. You didn't.
No.
I did.
Brzrkr.
I read Brzrkr too. We only picked it up because when we were at the comic book store down at Comic Fortress
in Somerville, New Jersey.
Our
friendly local comic book store merchant.
Yeah, it was like, hey, did you guys hear about what's going on with Brzrkr too? You might want to pick one up. So he happened to show us what it was. There's a bit of some female nudity and
anatomy
and health class going on here, except it's like health class with gods.
Cool.
Right?
No complaints there.
This basically was like a filler of like the background and like where he came from.
Right. I assume
it's
it was like an explanation of his origins.
It's all myth and legend if it's all accurate.
Okay.
Like essentially like his people like landed in this valley and it was like a valley of plenty. It was the hidden valley. They had nothing but ranch. And obviously everybody wanted that, and so every year, every season, other tribes would come and like take their food, take their women, take their children, take whatever they wanted, and they just kind of were like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's cool. A tribe leader and his mate. I don't presume to know their society, so lady, we're like, we need to do something about this. And she's like, well, I still pray to the gods that we, came from and like whatever. And like, we should ask them for a weapon. We should ask them for something to help us. So like she prepares like a ceremony to do. He helps her with it. She has to actually go on the walkabout essentially because like he doesn't have skill in that. So she goes and she talks to them and her response is she doesn't really get one. Instead, one of the gods is like, hey, baby, let's do this.
And then Zeusing it up.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that because her husband like sees her get like struck by lightning, and that's where we get the anatomy lesson because it's like lightning that goes within her and like creates a child.
Yeah,
and that child is only like in her body for 2 moons.
Which is not so many moons. That's not even 2 months.
That's not a lot of moons, right? Before he's born, and like he, instead of having a hunger, it's like he has something that has to get out occasionally, and so like is
it a berserker rage?
It is.
Oh damn it!
And so like he'll like kill things, and like he kills like kids in the village, and he kills like
horses and stuff.
Well, that's later on. He kills horses later on. But like at first when the tribe leader and his wife are like, we asked the gods for an answer and here he is.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's a kid?
Right.
And then literally someone watches the kid like crawling towards the fire and he just grabs a log and he's like, it's like a burning log and he's just holding it. And they're like, yeah, we're all in. Yes.
So it's like the Epic of Gilgamesh, really. That's what this is. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, you watch a lot of animals get, like, ripped apart. Like, he's trained by like some like weapons master from their village. His dad figures out that he just needs to like let off some steam sometimes, so he builds him a pit and they fill it with deadly animals and they just let him jump down in there and like kill a bear and eat the bear.
And then he eats the bear.
He just eats
then he wears the bear.
Well, I mean, look, at least he's eating the bear.
Right. He's eating every part of the animal.
Yeah, he like kills a leopard / cheetah by ripping it in half.
Okay.
Like the tribes, the other tribes come one season and they're like, you're not ready yet. And he's like seething with rage. And then next time they come, he's just standing there as a young boy. And like the tribe leader's like, hey, listen, we're here to offer you like a peace. Like, let's make this work. And they all laugh at him. And then they're just like, all right, kid.
All right, wreck him.
Go for it. And he does. He wrecks them all, man. You do not want to be an animal in this book. Like, horses ripped apart. I'm pretty sure in one of the panels, he uses a horse jaw to kill someone. I was like,
it's a sweet move.
Why?
Because it's so horrible.
Why did I notice it? It really wasn't like pointed out. It's just I just was like, is that
a horse jaw?
Yep.
You know why? Because horse skeletons are very distinct.
I guess. You see, it's like he's using it
Yeah,
and driving it into that man's forehead.
Yeah,
I don't know where he got that from, but I mean, I really can't fault him. He could have gotten it from anywhere.
Any port in a storm, really.
Anywhere he could have gotten this. So like, listen, like. I read this because we grabbed it because of like that. They're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna like not print that
pulp
anymore
this or something. Who knows?
They're not gonna pulp it. They're not gonna pulp it. You can still pick it up, but like they are going to, I believe, change the art in future printings. They're not getting rid of the ones that are out there. So I just wanted to get one, and it's like virgin
it's pure
state.
form, like Batman Damned.
Yeah. And if you're looking for something that's essentially like a mythological action flick with like hyper violence,
like
it's
Keanu Reeves.
hyper violence essentially, where it's just like over the top ridiculous violence. This is the book for you.
Sweet.
You know, it's just a dude who's like lived through time, and you know, he's got some secrets.
Oh,
he's got secrets.
Cool.
But he's also part of a god.
Neat.
I guess.
I mean, that would explain.
Or not.
It. Yeah, or not. Or it was all
knows?
bullshit. Who knows? Maybe the whole thing's implanted memories and he was created by the government.
Right.
Alex Cash says, click subscribed on ComicPop Returns, stands on desk. Oh, Captain, my Captain. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. I appreciate the love and, like, honestly, like the number that's over there. Like, thank you guys so much.
King's Portugal, do what you got to do with this bull crap. I'm sorry, man. I mean, like, it is that they have to, that they're making us do it, but you know what? Like, it beats canceling shows.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, it's always disheartening to hear from fans when they're just like, I don't get notifications about things. They're subscribed, they've got the notification thing on, they're not seeing the videos. And so like that's what we're also trying to deal with as well, is like people feeling like they're not having an opportunity to check out the content. Like, look, if you choose not to watch it, that's one thing, but at least you should have the option to be served that video and see it.
It's true. Nick Grimes, I'm with you till the end of the line. Thank you very much, Nick. You're very kind. Good quote. J. Joseph Fraser, in 500 years, I'll still have Comic Pop. Good call, Mark. Fabrice, this is my first time super chatting.
Oh, well,
welcome, Fabrice. Thank you, man. I recently started my first copywriting job. Cool.
Ooh, that's got to be interesting.
Yeah, and thanks to all your great book recommendations, I'm definitely improved in my writing. Thanks for all the joy you've brought in my life. Second sub, no problem.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you
so much.
Appreciate
you guys are
that.
awesome. Let's see. Chris with a big-ass super chat. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
Long-time viewer, first-time commenter. Here's something to help the channel. I will say, first time I've seen a Chris. Chris, thank you, man.
Thank you.
You're very kind.
Very much appreciate that. I also like that, like the combination of your icon and the super chat color.
Yeah, it's almost Christmas, actually, because of the
well, they're complementary colors.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, you're Robin. You look like Robin.
Yeah.
We'll get to Robin in a little bit.
We will.
But yeah, somebody asked what actually is ComicPop Returns. It's literally just going to be the place where you find everything except for back issues on ComicPop.
Yeah. So it's like if you like watching Off the Rack, if you enjoy Elseworlds Exchange, if you want to try out Good, Bad, and Ugly, it's going to be over there. And ComicPop is going to remain back issues. Yeah. Because that's what YouTube would like.
Yeah. And everything that was on that channel, still there, still in the playlist to public. You can watch everything you used to watch on that channel. Nothing's going away.
No.
Despite the fact that we had an issue where I literally unlisted every video we have ever made.
That did happen. But hey, recovery occurred.
Quick. Tick Noros, hey guys, off topic, but do you think it would be fun if DC bit the bullet and did an intro and into the Batverse where Batman from Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder got to meet Earth 1 Batman? No, I don't want to see that. I would like to see the Millerverse Batman interact with the DC universe more so than that one Man of Steel comic that I think Louise Simonson wrote. But yeah, I would like to see something like that. I'm surprised. I'm like genuinely surprised that DC Animation never made it into the Batverse movie, like just over a weekend. They make so many random movies. You're like, what who asked for this? And it's like, Into the Spider-Verse got an Oscar, and you're like, really? You're not just going to put them all in one movie? You have them all.
They have all the Batman.
They have all the Batman. No bullshit. I want to talk about Beta Ray Bill. Did you read Beta Ray Bill?
I did read Beta Ray Bill because I knew we were going to talk about Beta Ray Bill.
Well, that's great. Beta Ray Bill number 2 from
Daniel Warren Johnson.
I was like, Philip Kennedy Johnson? David... Oh, you know what? Before we do...
Okay.
You know what? Before we talk about Beta Ray Bill, I also want to talk about another artist.
Oh.
I want to talk about John Paul Leon.
Okay, that's fair.
John Paul Leon just passed away a couple days ago, and his art was phenomenal. I didn't appreciate it when I first saw it in Earth X, but the outpouring of support, kindness, and charity from his fans and from his friends was so inspiring, and they threw out all this different art by him, and it reminded me of the fact that I've seen his art in other places and didn't even put together that it was Leon's art.
Right.
And, so whether you knew him personally or whether you just knew his art, worthy of celebration, taken too early, and just a true, genuine tragedy, a loss across the board to his friends and family, but also to us in the art community.
Yeah.
In the comic community, it is a genuine tragedy, and I want to acknowledge, we are sorry for your loss, but I am thankful that John Paul Leon had such a prolific career despite being so young.
Yes.
49, I believe, and because we will be able to enjoy and appreciate his art forever. So, sorry, I don't mean to bring down the room, but
I think it's good to say.
So Beta Ray Bill number 2 is friggin' ridiculous and awesome, and it's exactly what I come to expect from a Daniel Warren Johnson book at this point.
I thought it got a little silly at one point. I was like,
was it The Exterminator?
No.
Okay. Because he is ridiculous. Or Scourge.
It was Scourge.
Yeah, Scourge.
It was Scourge. It was 100% Scourge.
Scourge is ridiculous.
And he yelled at he was going to be his wingman. Also, I couldn't figure out what I was looking at in the ship because I swear to God, Daniel Warren Johnson's in one of them.
There's a lot of people on Scuttlebutt.
Yeah.
And Daniel Warren Johnson is absolutely one of them.
He's in the basement.
He's in the basement, drawing the book.
And there's a guy playing the guitar, and I'm like, is that supposed to be from Murder Falcon?
It could be.
Like an homage?
It could also be. It could be that everyone in the ship is Daniel Warren Johnson because he also plays the guitar.
I know. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool looking ship, but I was like, I didn't realize there were others on board.
Me either. Well, especially because Scuttlebutt says oh no, there's someone on board. And it's like, there's at least a dozen people in here.
Those people aren't really there. They're ghosts.
Yeah, but the idea here is Beta Ray Bill can't bang Sif because she's so grossed out by his horse face, so he wants Odin to make him another Stormbreaker.
I think I think it's less about getting some and more about he's just like, you know what, I'm not happy with who I am because who I am is determined by the way I look, or
and
at least...
and by how I'm second fiddle to Thor.
Right, and I mean, I don't really think he believes that it's if I look better, blah blah blah. I think it's just that
he's looking for purpose and belonging.
He is looking for purpose and belonging, and he's hoping that this will help him because it's like he used to look like that. It's not like he's like, oh, I gotta change. I gotta look like Thor. He's like, no, I just want to look like me.
I just want to look like me again. Yeah, and it's like, listen, you don't understand. You look awesome now.
I mean,
Scourge is one to say that, in fact. He says, who cares if he has a horse face? He's one of the noblest men I've ever known.
Yeah, but how do you kiss that?
Well, you can't.
You kiss the teeth?
No, because that's the worst thing you could possibly imagine. Don't say that again. But, basically Scourge saw the whole thing go down. He's like, I'm coming with you. We're going to go find Odin. We're going to track him down. We're going to get information, and we're going to save you. We're going to get you laid. We're going to class you up and get you laid, Bill. But what happens is
that is what he says.
They go to this crazy bar. They get into a bar fight. They meet up with Odin. Odin is brewing his own. He's making his own IPAs in the back room. Also, Pip the Troll is there. Pip the Troll in one of my favorite versions of him of all times is I Hate Pip the Troll.
Really?
Love to see him in this.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't like him.
No, it's really annoying. But yeah, so we got our merry band. We got Bill, we got Pip, we got Scourge, and they meet up with Odin, and Odin's like hanging out at this bar. He makes beer, and he's like, yeah, I don't have the power to be able to make you Stormbreaker anymore, nor do I have the ability to enchant anything and make you, and make you beautiful again, or at least less horsey. So, but you could go to hell.
What? No, it's not.
It's not. I know,
not
but like,
hell.
yeah. But for the titling of this video, I'm going to say Odin tells Bill to go to hell. I'm kidding. That's not really. No one cares. But yeah, he basically tells him to go to what was it? Muspelheim.
Yeah, Muspelheim.
Yes, which is a realm of like.
I think this is where I went in God of War to do the challenges.
Oh, cool.
I think.
Well, then undoubtedly Johnson also went in God of War to do the challenges because I have no doubt that dude played God of War.
Well, I mean,
by the way, good guy, and it's a fun game. Why wouldn't you?
Solid game.
Absolutely, absolutely. So they're like, okay, we got to go there. Odin's like, listen, by the way, like, you got to go to Muspelheim. You got to grab the sword, the Twilight Sword, which was wielded by Surtur, who destroyed your homeworld. So now it's personal. We got the stakes.
Yeah, hey.
5 issues. So, okay, now we're going to establish, like, it's not just a tale of, like, trying to get rid of your horse face. It's also vengeance for his people.
Can we talk about how much Marvel's been into swords lately?
You mean ever since Donny Cates started working for them?
Well, I was just thinking, like, there was,
Ten of Swords.
Ten of Swords, like, the whole Null thing was about, had some
the Ebony
swords
Blade
in it.
or whatever, yeah. And now,
Sword.
Twilight Blade, yeah. Swords. They're cool. Sword. Thanks, Pro CD. But yeah, so he's got to go in there. Odin's like, listen, I set up some cool, scary, like robots that will keep you from getting in. If you are changed by Muspelheim, they will keep you from leaving. It's basically just like a deterrent to keep people from going in or coming out.
Don't go in. Don't go there.
So they go in, and yeah. So they're going in, and as they go into the realm, the realm itself, they go in through the ship, the living ship, Scuttlebutt, and they travel through. They enter, and as they are there, the realm itself seemingly starts to change the ship and turn it into a sexy heavy metal robot babe.
That's exactly what she looks like.
Which. When she changed into a robot, I was like, yeah. Like, right.
Right.
Nothing in this book surprises me.
Will she ride a dragon?
She won't ride the dragon.
She might.
But Bill will ride a dragon. Okay? Will Bill fuck Scuttlebutt is the question.
Well, has she always been in love with him? That's the question.
And we'll find that out probably by issue 4. That's the real question.
She's like, I don't mind the teeth.
Right, I'm down. I'm a robot.
I don't have lips.
Yeah, she definitely does.
Let's just gently grind metal against teeth.
Why do I have boobs? I'm a robot.
Because
I don't need to nurse.
She knows what she wants to look like.
Yeah, exactly. Got to get that figure. Listen, this is all very cynical. I got to tell you, I had a blast from beginning to end. I read this thing cover to cover, no breaks, no pauses. I was like, yes, with sexy robot babe that looks like a Fritz Lang kind of invention.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in.
Sure.
Like, right? Yeah. Turn the ship. The ship's already talking. Might as well turn it into a sex robot. And I don't really think it's a sex robot. I just think it's just, now the ship can go on adventures. She could die. He could be sad. Cool stuff.
Right.
Like, yep, that's what I want. I just want, if you're going to put Danny Warren Johnson in a book, there better be some, rockin' settings. There better be some baller weapons. There better be some crazy violence. There better be some onomatopoeias that are just the thing they're doing.
Yep.
And this is all I want. 5 issues.
This is all I want. This is it. This is what he wants.
This is all I want ever. No, it's not true. But this is all I would come to expect. If anyone said to me, 20 years ago, they're like, hey, listen, you're going to pick up a Beta Ray Bill book and you're going to love it. I'd be like, oh, the one where he is invented with Walt Simonson? No, another one. Like 20 years later. Really? Nah.
Nah, you're not from the future.
No.
You're just a liar.
I'd be like, what happened to us? But seriously, I think this is a great book. It's just fun and silly and ridiculous and cool.
By the way, 0 Rufios.
No Rufios. I counted 5, 0 Rufios. I predicted 5 Rufios.
Yeah.
I think we're good with the Rufios.
Did we also mention the fact that like not only does Scourge want to be his wingman and that's like his whole thing, but that he was literally in like the afterlife.
Yeah, he went to Valhalla and he's like, this sucks.
Yeah, and he like told the Valkyries like, I gotta go I gotta go get him late. Like that's why he leaves.
No guns too.
Yeah,
he was sad there was no guns.
Yeah, but like he was like, no, but I gotta go help.
Yeah,
I gotta go help my horse friend get laid.
Mm-hmm. No, this book is made by a guy who grew up watching Masters of the Universe, and I gotta tell you, like that is exactly.
I don't know what makes you say that.
What I want.
What makes you say that?
But I want more comics that are made by like baller rock musicians that are also crazy ass artists who are inspired by cartoon shows that were either like way too metal for children or way too adult for children that they still masked for children. Like I want a dude or a lady who makes a comic book that was like, I watched Last of the Unicorn when I was a child, and it really messed me up.
You mean you?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I feel a kinship. I'm in. I don't know why. It's not even my cup of tea. And I'm like, Beta Ray Bill 2. Pick it up. I mean, what do you think, honestly?
I like I said, there was just one part that I was like, this is a little silly. And then I was like, okay.
I mean, right? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No,
I mean, if you know.
I dig it. I mean.
I love the look for Odin in this book. He's like an old, sad man. He looks like, he looks like your friend's dad. You know your friend. You know which friend you're talking about.
Yeah, like he's cool. I want to hang out with him.
I do not want to hang out with him. He is the kind of person who would like, no.
There's a really dope panel that like I thought was pretty like gutsy to do.
What's that?
It's really not even that big a deal of a panel, but it's like when he's like, I think he's telling them that he can't make it. Like he can't make it.
Oh, Odin?
Yeah, and it's like literally just a long panel. It's all we just went past it. It's like all like it's almost all entirely like a negative space, and it's just his face in the upper left-hand corner with his beard draping down. And like I literally went back to look at it because I was like, who does a panel like this?
I know.
Daniel Warren Johnson does, and it works.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I just really responded to that.
That's fair.
That got a response from me.
Well, you have always been a champion of this man's work since Extremity.
I liked Extremity.
Yeah,
I was an Extremity gal.
Yep, and Wonder Woman Dead Earth.
And Wonder Woman Dead Earth for sure.
Yeah,
but it started with Extremity.
Right.
It 100% started there.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Beta Ray Bill. Check it out. The Parliament of Trees. Hey, the whole Parliament's here. Have you guys thought about doing a video about Saga of the Swamp Thing? You know, I should have seen that coming. I'm new to the channel, so if you already have done it, sorry I missed it. You did not.
You didn't miss it. It's something we haven't tackled yet. We actually somehow ended up doing Hellblazer before we did.
We talked through Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
I do want to do Swamp Thing.
I'm like genuinely shocked by that.
Yeah. And it's really a toss-up as to who's going to do Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, you expect it's going to be me because it's magic, but you want Sal to do it because Alan Moore.
Right. Kendall Person, thanks for making Mondays a highlight of my week. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you for your support. Nerdy Rock Comics, thanks. Love you guys. Subbing now to ComicPop Returns. Welcome to ComicPop Returns, man. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah. Yahin Alam, thoughts on Sweet Tooth trailer?
I was actually more responsive to it than I was to the comic. I'm one of those folk that comic just didn't hit me, honestly. I don't even think I made it past the first. I finished the first volume. I don't remember if I even started the second volume. It just didn't resonate with me. I know there's like that comic is critically acclaimed and like well loved, and it just didn't it didn't draw me in.
And there's so many that do. It's like, you know what, you get a pass.
I do get a pass. Thank you. But I will say that the trailer I thought was really well put together, and so like don't forget that my perspective is from someone who wasn't super keen on the comic, and so like I'm looking at this as like a second chance to reinvigorate a passion for this like story.
Honestly, like I you know, this is a channel. These are two people who love comics and champion them.
Hi.
I didn't like the Boys comic, but I dig the show.
Oh, I kind of liked the Boys.
The book?
Yeah, I read some of it and I kind of dug it.
Ugh. Get out of here.
What?
Goku,
get out of here.
Goku says, you guys are awesome. No, my show.
Oh.
It's really your show now, but like, whatever. Hey, speaking of Tiffany's show, you can always go to twitch.tv/compop and watch Tiffany play video games Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Oh yeah, you guys will be super excited for tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Is it my game?
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm playing that tomorrow. I have not had a chance to play it because I was like, I'm gonna stream this.
Yes.
And I bought it.
Yeah, I should play it some more. I literally was going to, and I was so freaking busy today.
That's okay.
Goku says, you guys are awesome. Back issues what brought me in back to comics, but love everything else you guys do. Looking forward to the new channel. Just subbed. Any Spider-Man story you guys recommend? There's so many.
Well,
but thank you, first of all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Goku.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I'm so glad Backish has brought you in. I hope that you like the rest of the things we make here. Yeah, Spider-Man. I actually made a video about it where I'm like, here's all the ways you could get into Spider-Man. Honestly, if you like dark, check out Kraven's Last Hunt. If you like romance, check out Spider-Man Blue. If you like epic, read Spider-Man Life Story. If you want one story for like 30 volumes, read Ultimate Spider-Man from beginning to end. If you want cosmic, check out Spider-Man: The Cosmic Adventures. If you want if you want mystery but like kind of silly, check out the Hobgoblin origin. There's so many Spider-Man stories that like are for everybody, So yeah, I'd start there. Maybe Adam with a big bad super chat. Thank you very much, Adam, for your generosity. It's a rainy day here. It is. I think it might be still here. I'm not sure.
It was before.
So I'm inside on another Monday with the ComicPop crew. Who am I kidding? I wouldn't miss it anyways. Well, you're very kind.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Stay dry.
Yeah.
And hopefully that rain will take care of all this tree pollen.
That'd be great because it's horrible. Algie Try, ComicPop Forever. Hell yeah to you too, Algie. Alex Martin, I'm still convinced that the Batman in the Millerverse is becoming the Joker, and Miller hasn't decided to reveal it yet. Ugh, I hope not. So let's talk about Shadowman.
Oh, okay.
Did you read Shadowman?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you did, but did you read it recently?
No.
Okay, so Shadowman, #1 from Valiant Comics, from Cullen Bunn, John Davis Hunt, and Jordi DeBellier. This is the debut of the relaunched Shadowman. I believe this book was made a while ago, but it's finally here, and the first arc is done. You can enjoy the whole thing.
Yes.
You cannot be afraid to try this out, worried maybe it won't finish up. No, it will.
No, it will.
You're getting a story from Cullen Bunn. Cullen Bunn is a mixed bag because he's a prolific author who has made a lot of really solid stuff.
Yes.
And that may be his trapping. His failing is that he's so solid that he gets overlooked.
I think the problem is sometimes he just says yes to things. And it's not maybe it's not something he has
a passion for.
Yeah. And so it's just it's an okay story. You know what I mean? I've read many a Cullen Bunn story where I'm like, ooh, okay. There's literally a Boom book coming out by him. It was a backup in Brzrkr.
Yeah. How was it?
And I actually I enjoyed it. I really liked the art.
Oh, Basilisk.
Yeah, Basilisk. I just look at this freaking art.
Oh, yeah.
It's so up my alley.
Yeah,
it's so up my alley.
That's great.
So of course when I pick this up, I know it's going to be a hit or a miss. I don't know because of him and his track record. Mm-hmm. So that said, I can say
with assurance,
with confidence, that Shadowman is a hit.
Yes.
I've read both sides of Bunn.
Yeah.
And I'd say that this is a hit.
Absolutely. You've checked out both Bunns. And
I got the full moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
So Shadowman, it basically reintroduces you to the character and to his mythos. And so the idea here is there's a guy from New Orleans named Jack Boniface, and he is attached to this kind of spirit called the Shadow Loa, which is a living entity that helps him access what is known as the dead side, which is basically a creepy, scary afterlife dimension in the Valiant universe. And his job is kind of keeping things from that realm from getting into our realm. Mm-hmm. He also had a villain named Baron Semity, who he had dealt with in previous stories. He is back in this book. And let me tell you something. If you have not seen John Davis Hunt's art on this book, it is worth the price of admission alone. But like Tiffany said, he's on his A game here with Bunn's writing. Mm-hmm. It's a winning match. You are just getting... Hey, what's up, Stefan?
All right, leave me alone. Just talk about the book.
Okay, so this is just a gorgeous looking book. It's crazy looking. It's got monsters. It's got magic. It's got murder, mayhem, everything, including words that don't start with M. But basically, this one issue kind of encompasses Jack / Shadowman dealing with this crazy ass demon monster, and it's here. He slaughters it. And I've seen this art for so long that finally seeing words to it, I was like, oh, it completely changed the dynamic because it seemed like it was sympathetic or scared.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell's happening? What's it called? Semite's back. He is maybe there, maybe a figment of Jack's imagination. It's kind of nebulous.
Right. And don't forget, like, I'm not honestly super familiar with the lore behind voodoo.
Right.
But like I believe like Loa, Samede,
yeah,
or Samedi, I don't know how to actually say
I
that
say it because like from Bond.
Right. Are part of that lore.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so like we're drawing on something that exists.
Yes.
Which is cool.
That's true. But yeah, so Semity kind of like brings him along on this journey, and he's like kind of like pushing him in the right direction. But is it to his own ends, or is it, you know, in aid to Jack?
Right.
There's an eyed wide shut, creepy ass Nolan's cult that has been trying to access the dead side.
Yep.
Through blood sacrifice, and they ended up pulling in.
You don't want to end up in the round red room where they're like, hey, just put this on, you trust me. Whatever happens, whatever comes out of that mirror, you're going to want that.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't.
Well, they ended up
you don't.
No. They ended up pulling in they ended up pulling through an entity.
Yeah.
Which is the thing that Jack kills. And there was another that was looking for its mate. It's looking for her or him. Yep. And
them.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, but yeah, they're doing their thing with the it's so
that
gross.
one that crawls at you, I love it. I love it. I gotta tell you, Hunt is not afraid to draw some grotesqueness for sure, which is so funny because there's such a like kind of bright color palette to this book. Like, a lot of energy in terms of the colors, and then you get like these like grotesque images, and I just kind of love it. Like it's this really cool juxtaposition of like sleek lines with these like, oh, there's a lot of lumps.
Yeah.
Why are
a realistic amount of lumps?
What's in the lumps?
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
But there's so much that works in this, from the like redesign of Shadowman, which I love it. It's like iconic.
Yeah, it's cool.
I love it.
It's dope.
To his scythe, which like appears like smoke.
Yeah.
But yeah, he finds the like other. He finds the other demon, and he like. Mercy kills it.
Yeah.
They've been using it as like they've been using its blood to kind of access the dead side.
Yeah.
And it turns on them and it makes them into like pus monsters. But that is not like the end. And like it implies that there was more to it. And like there's a greater mystery afoot. And so Jack's like on the case.
Yep.
That's it. It's just like it is a great done in one issue, but with implications of more. I've read the second issue.
Yes.
It is exactly like it in terms of quality, in terms of mystery. It does kind of like give you more breadcrumbs as you go.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's just a good book. Like
it is.
It's the
solid.
best thing Valiant's made in a long time. It's like it's like big leagues book, which is what people should be definitely excited about and checking out. Like especially if you like Justly Dark, I think you're gonna love this. If you like Swamp Thing, I think you're gonna love this.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like it is that kind of tone. Like Shadowman is not a superhero. Even if he might look like one, you know?
Yeah. No, for sure.
So check it out. Big recommend.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't see his name, but
it's Wilbert.
Oh, well, Wilbert, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. Thank you so much for being with us. It's never easy, and it's going to be hard, but like the days will get better, and you know.
Yeah. And like it's silly to say, but you may have heard us say this before on this channel. But it's like you might feel like you're never gonna feel joy again, or you may never laugh again, but you will.
Yeah.
And when you do, don't be upset by that.
That's right.
It's okay.
Exactly.
It's okay to laugh even now.
Right.
Like it's okay to be comforted by like good memories.
Yes.
Like let that comfort come and don't push it away.
That's right.
Because you can feel guilt for that.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. Like you absolutely shouldn't. So just, have like. Take comfort in good memories. Feel what you need to feel. Keep yourself safe, though.
Yeah.
And like, if you're comfortable with it, reach out to those around you to talk about things. It's okay. It's okay to talk about it if you want, but you do eventually have to get it out.
Yes. Kevbot995, Hemingway once wrote, "The Comic Pop channel is a fine place and worth fighting for." At least I think that's what he wrote. Regardless, honest and unique is what you are, and you will always have my support to 100K and more. Thank you, Kevbot.
Thank
You're very
you so
kind.
much, Kevbot. I like that this indicates one of two things. Hemingway was a time traveler.
Right.
Or Ethan is.
Yes.
Because out of anyone, it's going to be
Ethan is one of the most vocally anti-time travel
know,
people I've ever met,
really
so
is.
he definitely is a time traveler.
He's
He's just
100%.
covering his own ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk a little bit more. Do you have any others that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah,
I know there's a couple that you had.
I'm not gonna go deep into this, but I picked up Batman Black and White issue 5. You've got of course a ton of stories in
a
here.
A
cavalcade of stories, if you will. What's interesting about this particular issue, I felt, was 1, 2, 3. 3 of the 5 stories are actually written and drawn by the artist.
Oh, that's always fun.
So you have a story by Jorge Jimenez, you have a story by Lee Weeks, and you have a story by Jamal Campbell.
Oh my God.
Campbell taking the helmet, writing and drawing at the same time there. So some solid stories. Campbell takes on Nightwing. So much fun.
Yes.
Weeks focuses on Gordon.
Yay!
I actually really like that story. It's pretty dope. I kind of actually wish it was a little longer and had a little bit more to it, but I really like what he did with it.
It reminds me of year 1 Mazzucchelli art.
Yeah. And Jimenez does this actually kind of fun story between father and son, between Bruce and Damian.
Yeah, it's
actually cute. There's a bit of humor to it.
Yay!
At the end, so you got like this dope Jorge Jimenez art with like this like kind of funny end.
Yeah, great.
Tamaki does a story about Gilda Dent.
Okay.
So kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not someone you usually see as the main focus.
You do not.
And then I gotta tell you, one of my favorites in here is something that like you're gonna either like it or you're not, obviously. But Kieran Gillen, written with art by Jamie McKelvey.
Okay. I know that name.
It's called The Riddle. Guess what it's about? It's the Riddler. But it's like a choose your own adventure kind of story. Where like literally the panels are numbered.
Oh, that's
and
fun.
And you go through it, and like it's essentially like you're kind of Batman, and like it's almost as though it's written by the Riddler, and the Riddler constantly wins, except for at the end where it's just like no, Batman always wins because he's Batman.
Right.
Like get out. So like it was just so different and out of the box, and I really appreciated that. But I can understand that a lot of people might be like, "What the hell is this?
Yeah.
What the hell is this?" Really, really enjoyed this specific issue. It's just filled with beautiful, beautiful art.
Yeah.
You've heard us talk about Campbell before on this channel. His art is just spectacular, and it looks so
his
good
Nightwing
here.
is just amazing.
It's amazing, and like obviously it's black and white, so he does it completely in grayscale, but it still has that painterly quality that he has to his art, and I just
well, it's made deliberately, as opposed to it being like, well, I did it in colors and you just flattened it and made it like gray.
Yeah.
Like, when you're making it knowing it's going to be in black and white.
Yeah, no, for sure. And
it's
amazing though, honestly, like how freeing I think it can be to have the limited color palette like they do in this.
Yeah.
Because everything's done with so much intention. The Choose Your Own Adventure story has like an almost illustratory kind of look to it, like almost a storybook with like some old school halftone dots on a lot of things. The Tamaki story, the art, like they use a lot of like darker shadows in it, but it definitely feels a little more comic book art for me. The Weeks art is just next level, and so is Jimenez. So like if you passed up on this one, it's kind of cool. Again, you're getting 3 different stories in which the writer and artist are the exact same person. So
nice.
So much fun.
Speaking of Tamaki, Detective Comics number 1035 came out with art by Dan Mora.
Nice.
The art was the thing that I'm worried about happening is starting to happen.
Oh no, what happened?
It's slipping.
No, it's not.
A little bit.
You're a liar.
I thought someone else had drawn it.
I opened up Once and Future.
Oh, I know.
18,
well,
and it looks great.
I'm so thankful. No. I don't want those to slip. Yeah. Batman can afford to be like, because there's 1,000 Batman books.
Okay. I thought he was off the book anyway.
He's leaving the book.
Okay.
Tamaki and Dan Mora. Batman's trying to solve the mystery of a wealthy Gothamite's kidnapping. He investigates it, goes in the sewers, finds her body. The corrupt mayor is like hands-on, sends people after him. Batman in the sewers, solving crimes, being chased by the police.
The color palette on this is crazy.
It is crazy.
I kind of love it.
It's no complaints about the color palette whatsoever.
No, the palette makes me think of like some like of the Legends of the Dark Knight books.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
There's just something about this palette.
No, there's every moment that is given an opportunity to shine or explode off the page does so. There is a moment where Batman will interrogate a criminal or not a criminal, but like a suspect, and his cape work is just phenomenal. But like Batman running away from the cops looks great. Like everything looks great. And Tamaki's doing a really terrific job of, again, giving us like a young Bruce Wayne, ironically, given that she was going to be taking over for Detective in the future.
Right.
But I am loving this like vacuum bat book of Batman alone, poorer than usual with no friends. But it makes me want to see Batman with friends. Like makes me want to see that world.
Right, but you're longing for that, and like there is a book that technically has that.
Yeah,
there's actually a couple kind of, but like I don't know. It's kind of fun to see the solo like Batman because some people are like tired of the Bat family. So like this is an opportunity to just have like Batman.
Look at this cape.
That cape is dope.
Look at this moment.
It's so good.
That is like Brayfogle-esque in terms of that is Capullo. That is McFarlane.
I was gonna say McFarlane. It's like a really clean modern McFarlane.
Yes. It reminds me of Capullo, like at his best. That's like Capullo's Spawn cape work.
Yeah, it also is like a more logical version of Kelly.
Yes. Oh yeah. Kelly Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly Jones, like, because there's always like a lot of action to everything he does, but it doesn't always make any sense. And you're like, just don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Those hook shoulders. Does he have those? No, he does not.
I don't understand.
Yeah, but it's great. So and Huntress is trying to pick up some of the slack, which is cool. Hey, Huntress.
Yeah, she's like, hi, remember me?
Well, and also, like, what is Batman's interpretation of the Huntress now? Now I want to know. Now I want to see that.
Right. It's not just ignoring her.
No. Right. Pretending like she doesn't exist. But there is a big, like, kind of scary horror movie surprise.
Oh, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I kind of wish I'd read this.
This is a solid book.
I really like that.
Detective is the best in canon Batman book out right now. So
wow.
check it out.
That's high praise.
Yeah. Really quick, I'm just going to talk about Batman Superman. Batman Superman
Wait,
from.
Hang on.
Okay.
Don't. We'll come back to Batman
all right,
in a second.
Yeah,
I've got two different.
Take a bat cleanser.
I got two. Because we got like three more Bat title or two more. Because like Superman, Batman, and then we're gonna talk about Robin.
No, we're gonna wrap up.
We got to talk about Mutants.
Oh, Mutants.
Real quick, because Cable came out. I'm not getting into it. I haven't been reading Cable, guys.
I did tweet about Cable though.
Yeah, I haven't been reading it, but whatever. I read this one because listen, if you're like, hey, what about Old Man Cable? This book's dealing with it. All right, this is where you're getting your answers about that, folks. Is like, why not? Well,
yeah,
nobody wants it back.
It's not true. We all want him back.
Well, no one in the book wants him back except young Cable.
Yeah.
But we also see the fact that it's like Araco and Arathi society is starting to spill out a little bit. And so like now the mutants also have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh, that's interesting because like the mutants for the most part have kind of been on their best behavior. And now you have these individuals who are like essentially like mutants and like those from Krakoa, but they're from Araco who are doing whatever they please.
Yeah.
So you can check that out for sure. Like I said, like if you were interested in learning more about Cable and why we don't have the older Cable, the elder Cable.
Yeah, because for me, I was like, well, he died. He got killed by younger Cable before the whole Krakoa thing. Yeah. But can he be resurrected? Because he's like a future version of young Cable. Like, can they exist in the same space? They did before. He was murdered by himself. But like, can they bring him back? And the answer is unequivocally yes, they can bring him back.
But like Cyclops clearly doesn't really want that.
Cyclops says outright, he says, over my dead body, will we bring that old man back?
Right. Now, part of it seems also to be that, like, Cyclops is like, no, like, we need to progress forward with the plan of having you here in order to prevent the future, essentially. And I think part of it is, like, he's like, I want to have a son.
I think that's exactly what
I want a son, but, like, also, that's introducing a whole nother element into the whole future.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to fix that. Not that these individuals have any idea of like what's really going on with Krakoa and Moira and the fact that she
Cyclops thinks he's got it all figured out.
It's all up here right behind the visor.
Yeah, you are not. You are plan D.
But and that the future, like the far-flung future, depending on which route this current timeline takes, could be very different and have nothing to do with them whatsoever. But they're dealing with their own stuff essentially moving forward. This book, by the way, is by Jerry Duggan with art by Phil Noto.
Yay! Cable has been drawn by Phil Noto, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I like the Noto art. I think he's coloring it. I'm not a fan of the palette. I don't know. You've heard me talk a lot about color palettes. I guess it's on my mind today, guys.
Yeah.
Today, I don't know. I don't know. Something about it. Anyway, so I did read Cable, so I'm a little up to speed there, kind of, the Dealing with the Strife.
Great.
I also read New Mutants. Seriously, like,
still
again,
great.
I love this book.
Good.
I really do. It's a ton of fun. This is written by Vita Ayala with art by Rod Rice. It's like worth the price of admission right there. Like, Rod Rice does some things in this book that I just adore.
Yep.
I love the story. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's just
But the Rice art.
Art is just so amazing. I mean, we've talked about it before. He's doing his own thing. I don't think at all that he's like a clone of Sienkiewicz at all. No. He's doing his own thing. It just makes you think of that because of how different and outside the box it is.
Well, yeah, and New Mutants should be that.
Yeah, no, it absolutely should. It's also interesting because New Mutants is dealing a lot with the realms of Otherworld.
Oh,
and
that's
so
different.
Like, hopefully you read all those infographics when we were reading Ten of Swords, because like we go to like Sevalith and we talk about Roma Regina and Merlin and their realms. And so I was like, oh hey, I'm very well versed in these, so hooray. It's cool. We get to see Roma Regina's world, which is like obviously a lot more freewheeling and free loving and
sure,
like magical in that sense. There's a panel here. It's so simple. I just adore it so much because Merlin ends up, all right, so essentially last issue, a mutant from Krakoa ended up in Otherworld, and Karma and Danny were sent to retrieve them. And wait, Karma? Yeah, because she's Mirage.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, wait, she changed. Yeah. And was sent to retrieve him, ended up stumbling into Merlin's realm, totally boned it up, ended up having to do a job for him. The job was to go to his daughter's realm, Roma Regina, and get a specific blue pot that he needs that she has.
Okay.
They get caught.
Sure.
And like they explain why they're there. She uses like this candle of truth on them, and like she's like, Danny's like, I have to bring this back. Like, you know, I assume that like this has some power to it, but I have to take it. And as she's like going through all that, like it goes from this like beautifully colored pages to like this one panel of them like loosely sketched.
Yes.
And it's Roma Regina and like the guards just laughing with like huge ha-ha-has above them. And I love that type of like scene shattering art where it's like, yeah. Like, no, it's just a pot.
Right.
He just really liked it, so she took it when she left, knowing it would bother him, and he would never just ask for it. That's all he had to do.
That's funny.
All he had to do was ask for it back, and she would have given it back.
Right.
Inevitably, they find the kid, by the way, and like the kid's like, I like being here. Because it's like, look at me.
Right.
Like, I grew up outside of Hoboken, and like when I got my powers, because he's blue and he's got like devil horns and a tail, and he's like, I couldn't hide this, and my family was all progressive unless it was us.
Right.
And then they weren't. And like they kept telling me to turn back and to change back. And so like I left and I lived in the woods. And he's like, I'm basically the reason why the story of the Jersey Devil got resurrected and got all hot again, was because people kept seeing me.
Okay.
And he's like, even on Krakoa, like everyone's trying so hard to be cool with everybody, but like everyone's still looking at me. I just want to be Josh. I don't want to be like my mutant name. I don't want to be like I just want to be me.
Yeah. And
he's like, and I can be that here. And they're like, but aren't you scared? Because like if you die here, you can't come back. And he's like,
whatever.
He's like, before I went to Krakoa, that's literally how life was.
Yeah, everyone kind of leaned into this thing. It's only been like 6 months. Yeah. So like, geez.
So he's like, I like being here. He's like, I like this whole like sword and sorcery fantasy like adventure I can go on. And like when I see people, they're not like weirded out by me, or they don't like stare at me unless I like wave to them and call them over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, That's so like
cool.
innocent.
Yeah, I like
and it's
that.
so funny because the other side to this, like to the New Mutant storyline, is the fact that like the Shadow King is like infiltrating influencing a few of the younger mutants who are in that type of boat where it's like they can't just look like quote unquote normal to them. And it's like they're like, not that we want to look like humans, but like they do. Yeah. You know? And so they've been like toying around with like, he showed them how to like switch consciousness so that like they could be in each other's bodies.
Okay.
And so they've been trying to play with it on their own. and now they want to get a hold of like old bodies.
Oh.
So they go to Gabby to see if she'll help them, and she's like, no.
Okay.
No. So I don't know where this is going, but it can't be good. Listen, the Shadow King's involved. It's never going to be good. But like, again, solid book. If you haven't been reading this, I would recommend maybe going back and grabbing a couple of like previous issues to try to catch yourself up. But I'm telling you, like, the art for this is just so appropriate to New Mutants and their history.
Yep.
But also just a delight.
Yeah.
Just an absolute delight.
Joshua Stevens, I'll subscribe to any channel you guys create, even when the next one is Comic Pop Forever. My bad. It was a joke that was already told. I just got here. I love it. No, we should have called it that. I almost thought, like, I wish I'd thought of that. I wish I'd used that. Thank you very much, man. Silver Cricket, I read all of Savage Dragon. Now I am in a bit of a pickle. It's incredibly terrible 60% of the time, but I'm deeply emotionally invested. Help! There's no help for you. You can only just continue to read it. You can probably hop off at a certain point. You know where it is. But yeah, no, you're just there. That's part of it now. There's plenty of people who are fans of that. They're called soap opera fans. B Black, congrats on getting closer to 100K. I can't wait till comic creators reference listening as kids, like when teachers meet their students as adults. That'd be really sweet. That'd be really cool. Thank you, man.
Oh, I should have. It's been mentioned in the chat, but I'll also say I'll confirm. Yes, well, Gabby's pet is her. Wolverine.
Is a Wolverine or a honey badger?
Yeah. Well, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
It's hilarious because when she yells, it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like.
Oh man,
It's so dangerous.
When I was at my parents' house today, I heard a shrill cry from the forest, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" It was like too deep and loud to be a squirrel. And then I saw it, like I heard something trucking in from the forest, and what it ended up being was two groundhogs trying to mate. It was just one groundhog chasing another, trying to mate with it, and they're just screaming at each other. And they hauled ass from the forest. They ran past me. They ran in, like, between some cars. They went on the front lawn. They went further down the street, just yelling at each other.
That's basically what it's like to date.
I was like, Jesus. I'd never seen that before.
I've never seen that before.
They made noises. I was like, what?
No.
They make noises?
Everything makes a noise.
Yeah. Nerd King 101 says, saw the Patreon post and had to do a little extra something for the best channel on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
As a supporter, let me tell you, it's worth the money. For $20, you get 2 back issues a week, more often than not. That's true, more often than not, because I try to catch up.
I feel like we
Thank
should
you,
be
Nerd
like
King.
we should just get our patrons to write ads for us because they do a better job.
Way
of
better than selling us
than we do. We suck.
It's true. Thank you, Nerd King. You're the man. Akil Ahmed, bravo from Ashiba.
Yay,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Adorable. I want to give a quick shout out. I just want to thank Stepan Sayik for being here and for saying hi.
For stopping in. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I don't want to call you out. I know that, like, but your name is your name. People know who you are. But thanks for coming to the show, man. I mean, you may not be here anymore, but like I do.
You were here, and
it means
awesome.
a lot that you like would check us out. Thank you, man. Jordan says you are amazing. So are you, Jordan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's very kind. And I love those gifts. They're so cute. Sam Anderson, hey, Sal and Tiffany, love everything you guys do. Any chance for a Hickman X series back issues anytime in the future? I'd say the near future, you'll see a Hickman X series. Yeah. We haven't shot it yet. Don't get too excited.
Don't get too excited.
But it is happening.
It is going to happen.
Yeah. El Paz 26, please give away a Guy Gardner book. No. But I will say, we did do Guy Gardner Reborn on back issues. I don't know why, but we did. I was hoping that with the Guy Gardner character like trending, because he's going to be the fulcrum upon which the HBO Green Lantern series rests, that maybe people would find it.
Yeah.
They didn't. But you know what? Whatever.
Hey, we still did it.
Yeah. B Black also says, do you think there's a connection between most of the immortal mutants killed and Nightcrawler not having any immortal to get advice from about faith? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, yes, for sure, because it's like he has no experience with this, and Apocalypse is also missing in action, so it's not like even like he can talk to him about, like, long life. And, and all
not like
of
I would
that.
ask him for anything. But
yeah, and it's funny because he's had access to these types of individuals in one way, shape, or form, but like his faith has been his
unshaken and
unshaken
unrelated.
and kind of like his guiding light through most of his life, and now presumably, again not knowing the future, but presumably he has a long road ahead of him.
Yeah, it's true.
And so it's a little scary. Yeah, I'm sure.
Elliot Troy, Gabby got her Wolverine back. Yep.
Yeah.
And I believe we're caught up. So, okay, I don't want to spend too much time on it. I just want to say... I
read this.
Okay, so Batman Superman from Gene Lewin Yang and Ivan Rice. This book is fire. You must pick this up. If you love Superman and you love Batman, you've got to get this book.
This book is so, like... weird.
Bonkers.
It's crazy, and for some reason, like I saw that you had purchased it, and I was like, I don't know, and I kind of checked it out. I read like a page, and then I was done with the book. Like I was like, I just couldn't stop reading it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's like compelling necessarily, but like there's just something about the way in which the story is being told to us, and like how it's kind of chewing the scenery in a way that like I just want to read more. What is that?
And the art is such a perfect complement to it.
It really is.
We're getting ideal versions of characters. We're getting this ridiculous tongue-in-cheek story, but the characters themselves are taking it deadly seriously, but not in a weird, deadly seriously way. It's just great. So go back and pick up the previous issue.
Yeah, it also gives you the opportunity because like you literally you're getting 2 different Supermen.
Yep.
You're getting 2 different Batman, and you're getting like the Superman Batman. We have a friendship going on, and you're getting the Superman Batman meeting each other for the first time, and like from worlds where the other doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
So it's like you're getting 2 different experiences for the price of one.
Plus the like. The art is again like just beautiful, and the way it like portrays effects and like just camaraderie and all of it is just so great.
The villains are ridiculously designed, but like they work.
Like,
I
couldn't care less about the villain in terms of like,
but he's so over the top.
It's just so silly.
He's over the top, and I kind of love it.
Yep, Batman Superman, number 17. Pick up number 16. It's a triumph. Any more? And then we can get to Robin. Robin number 1 from Joshua Williamson and Gleb Mielkov.
We are bad at names. We try though.
It's true. This is Robin's solo series. Damian Wayne. I was encouraged to read this from Joshua Williamson, who said, "Read my Robin book."
Yeah, and then I wasn't going to read it, but then I saw the name of the episode today, and I was like,
I better read
this.
Be aware of what this is. Literally, it's just, so did you know that, like, outside of, so the League of Assassins, League of Shadows, whatever the hell, you know, there's leagues, there's Lazarus Pits, there's also a Lazarus Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat! It's just Robin joining Mortal Kombat. And there's like a secret tournament where the deadliest warriors go and they fight. And you know, Damian's kind of off the table.
I legitimately love that he fights
King Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it makes me obviously think of that Robin book.
That Robin book, yeah. And there's 2 solid Tim Drake King Snake stories.
Right.
The first of which, of course, is Tim Drake's kind of like first solo series, which is a Robin book. So it's kind of poetic, and Williamson knows that because Williamson read those books back in the day. So Williamson's like, hey, Robin solo book. I love Tim Drake. You know what I'm going to do? Since it's about Damian, I'm going to give a little shout out to the first Tim Drake solo series, Villains King Snake, for a second.
And see, I think that's like part of like the strength of this book, but also part of the like I don't like Damian of this book, because it's like
I love Tim.
Tim has this whole thing with this character.
Yep.
And this character's in like a few pages before he's just taken down by Damian, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, Damian is
the prodigal son returns.
Damian is frustrating because like King Snake was like a formidable opponent for Tim. Of course, Tim was like less trained, you know, less deadly, certainly unwilling to take a life. You know, Tim had a different approach, and King Snake was formidable. I did not know King Snake was Bane's dad.
Well, now you do. It's because he's got all that venom. You see, because he's a snake.
I didn't put that together.
He's got all that venom.
But apparently that's true. I didn't know that. But yeah. Anyway, so Damian takes down King Snake and it's just the Mortal Kombat movie. You know, in the Mortal Kombat movie, yeah, you're chosen magically to go to Mortal Kombat. You get a tattoo or something of a dragon. if you beat that person, you get the dragon tattoo. So you can go to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So Damien beats King Snake, he gets the Mortal Kombat dragon.
No, he gets a coin.
It's the same thing. It's an invitation in a circular design of a dragon that takes you to a tournament that you fight in an island to the death.
Yes.
That's Mortal Kombat.
It is.
Also, did you know that Damien was way into, like, manga? Like, school kid manga?
I like that it's like a slice of life manga because, like, for him, that's fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, this is a fantasy for him. Look at these kids going to normal school.
Yep.
Like, painting.
Yeah, the biggest stake is like, will I be selected? Like, will my painting come out right? He's like, oh, I don't know. I like that. Also, fun way to kind of like put manga in.
Yeah.
How did you feel about its execution?
I thought it was well done because it actually.
Do you have to read it the other way?
Yes, you do. And like Comixology knew that.
That's funny.
Comixology knew that, and like I believe read it the appropriate way, but I assumed you did, so I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Damien's into manga. He takes that with him. That's like one of the few possessions of his.
Maybe you don't.
He sees the vision of Alfred, which is basically like his conscience being like, "What are you doing? You quit being Robin. You bailed on Batman. You left Gotham. You're wearing a new suit. You're gonna go to an island to fight people. Like, what is this?" And it's like, obviously, because the whole beginning of this book is the Bat family is scouring the earth for Damien because Damien is the reason why Alfred died.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have been if DiDio wasn't in charge at the time. But you know what? They're making lemonade, so I get
There's
it.
something to be examined here because it's like Damien's not the kind of character to take that kind of responsibility in a way. Like he isn't. Like on the one hand, his father wouldn't. On the other hand, his mother wouldn't.
Right.
You know, so he's like a child of two mindsets plus the influence of Alfred there.
Yeah. But yeah, the spectral vision of Alfred kind of like giving him his due.
That's really funny.
Yep. We got a guest joke. So Sonya Blade, the girl with the dragon tattoo.
I really like that.
She is. Technically.
She definitely is.
She's also like one of the only women in the movie.
There's Mylena.
Yeah. It's true.
There's Mylena.
Anyway, Damien goes to the tournament and he's an asshole. Like not unsurprisingly.
No, and I mean not even oh no, they accidentally wrote him like this. No, he's meant to be like this.
Yeah, you're supposed to be if you love Damien, that's right.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I guess the idea and I think Williamson would caution you to do this, like hang in there. Because Damien, of course, is always going through changes and drama and stuff like that. So he goes to Lazarus Island. Hey, there's some familiar characters in here. Connor Hawke, I believe, is here. Ravager's here. Another Deadpool character.
Which is I like that panel because I was like, oh.
Or Deathstroke.
Yeah, but it's also like there's a fourth wall break there for us.
Nice copyright infringement.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But yeah, so he meets the gang. I love it. It's weird. He's got a new suit, but he's like clearly Robin. And people are like, "Who's this kid?
Who's that?"
And I'm like, "What? He's Robin. I think he has an R."
They're like, "Listen, when you live in a world with costume characters, if that costume character isn't wearing the costume that they always wear because we have like 12 of them in our closet, that can't be that character."
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
No. We were introduced to the main bad guy of the series named Mother Soul. They're the Shang Tsung of the Lazarus Island.
Or the Raiden.
Right. Could be Raiden.
I don't know.
Doesn't seem like it. But anyway, so she's doing the whole thing. We're setting it all up, and then Damien's like, stop. I'll win. I'm going to win the tournament. And so we're introduced to a new character named Flatline, who engages Damien in his antics. Mother Soul, of course, is like, yeah, no, feel free.
Well, she was like, I thought we would have food first.
Right. But knock yourselves out.
No, that's cool. I mean, I have all this food laid out, but
right.
We could just throw that in the ocean.
Right. I'm sure a bunch of people who put this out wouldn't want to see that go to waste. But we meet Flatline. Flatline fights Damien and murders him. And it's a fatality.
It is a total fatality.
She rips his heart out.
Yeah.
And she's like, haha, you didn't know this tournament was to the death, did you? I'm sure he did. But I
have no doubt.
But by the way, fun design. Damien's gone through a couple of... Well,
for him?
Flatline's fun. I kind of dig Damien's new costume.
I don't know if I do. I don't know if I like the, like, jester-like...
yeah.
Like, elements
it's
to it.
Silly.
He's got the little, like, pointy boot. Or, like, elfish?
Yeah, the elven boots. Yeah.
I'd say elfish.
Yeah.
Because elven makes me think of, like,
well, but
they're
called pixie boots, Tiffany, because that's what Robin had.
Yeah, but they don't always have a big, like,
they
doot
do,
on
they
the front.
should if they're done right.
Okay. But, like, tied with the, like...
Yeah.
Like, jagged-edged tunic.
It's supposed to convey feathers.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
I think it's feathers.
It looks like he's
he's a clown.
He's going to a Renaissance fair someplace.
I mean, he more or less is.
Well, I would
but
not.
But for fighting to the death.
Listen, I'd rather go to the Renaissance fair.
Yeah. I think if somebody was like, it's a fake out. You think?
Yeah, no.
You think the solo Robin series, he doesn't die? Yeah.
I mean, that would be ballsy.
Yeah, that would be
they
ballsy.
Just bring a different Robin.
Right,
in.
and then it's about Tim Drake and Josh Williamson's like, finally!
Here we go. And the rest of Damien's journey is in the afterlife, finding Robin.
Yes.
Or finding Alfred.
Yeah, yes. Okay, that's a better book than the one we're probably going to get.
No,
I mean, listen.
It's not.
No, I have full faith in Williamson. He knows how to tell a compelling story. He loves these characters, and he clearly, like, there's a lot of, like, touchstones and references, but they don't feel like those kind of references where you're just deliberately trying to, like, you're deliberately trying to just, like, pull at the nostalgia strings. Like, no, he knows it. He gets in there, he makes the joke or reference, and then gets out.
Yeah.
Moves on to the main story because he's a writer. He's not a, like, tourist or a tour guide showing you all the things he remembers. Like,
right.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun entry. Out of if Damien was ever going to have a solo series that I would read, it would be this one.
There you go.
And I'm going to read the second one because I'm interested.
You want to see how they're going to fix this or what the reveal will be.
I'm sure it's a vision.
It could be I was thinking that too. You know?
Or
and if it's not,
she pulls his heart out and then they put him in the Lazarus pit.
Or she just puts it back in. She's like, I can also do this.
Right.
I'm also a skilled heart surgeon.
Yeah.
I do this on the side. Like, I kill people and want to, like, get the prize from the Lazarus Island here. But really, my passion is open heart surgery.
I expect that the Lazarus pits will come into play with this in some way. I'm also expecting a retcon that Mother Lazarus is Damien's grandmother.
Her name is Mother Soul.
Mother Soul, sorry. And there's a lot of Lazarus references in this, okay? And she's got green on.
She does.
But I expect her to be retconned into being Damien's grandmother. Oh. That she's Ra's al Ghul's, like, true wife.
I like the idea that, like, everyone around them is, like, making notes. They're like, okay, this chick pulls people's hearts out.
This is the chick who pulls people's hearts out, and she can block your leg move.
Just gonna write that down.
Totally.
In the old to-do list.
Also, Damien equals douche.
Circles, arrows.
Yeah. The clown boy is a douche. But, yeah.
He is, like, a whole thing.
Yeah.
He rips his cape off, his tiny cape.
He's like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the son of the bat. My mother is, like, Leviathan.
Is, like, the deadliest woman in the world.
And I'm a complete asshole.
By the way, that made me want to see, like, a Gamora and Talia al Ghul, like, adventure someplace.
Gamora.
Yeah.
Oh, just
crossover.
Because they're both. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, two deadly women.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Deadlying it up.
Right. Deb M. been listening to Elseworlds from 5 years ago, and even then, everyone was confused as to why Grifter is getting so much push. That was funny. Yeah, I don't get it. What's the deal? If you're gonna push Grifter, listen. Because people are like, obviously it was because Jim Lee's in charge and he created Wildstorm. Well, if that's the case, then where the hell is everybody else?
Yeah, push
Where's
Maul.
Void? Where's Maul? Where's Voodoo? Where's Zealot? Where's the Coda Warriors? I've been pitching this forever, that there's a secret island of Themyscirians, and that they are the Coda Warriors. That they were like, the Themyscirians were not hardcore enough for these sisters, and they created a separate island that is magic, and that's the Coda Warrior Island. And that's where Zealot comes from. They probably did that already in, like, New 52.
No,
I didn't read the damn
What they'd
thing.
have to do, though, is they'd pull all the mythology out of Wonder Woman and be like, she's not of the gods.
Right.
She's of space.
Yeah.
Like a Coda warrior.
Yeah. She's of the Daemonites.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, fell to earth, and that's what the Amazons, or at least that's what she is.
Yeah. That'd be fine.
And all the Amazons were trained.
I just want to see Hellspawn drawn by Jim Lee or any, like, artist working today.
Yeah. Or that other guy that I literally can never remember the name of. There's like 2 other dudes on the Wildcats.
There's Spartan.
Yeah, Spartan and the other dude.
Yes, and
dude
Marlowe. Oh, you're thinking of Ripclaw is.
I never
a
can
different
remember
guy.
Knife Hand
You're thinking
guy. Of he's dangerous. He's got
dangerous.
knife
He's
hands.
sharp. Yeah, Razor is the like Native American one.
I'm waiting for someone. Someone's gonna come up with this. We need a Zelda
Warblade.
Is it
Warblade.
Warblade? Is it really?
Huzzah!
All right, that was before. If there's a time gap there, that was before anyone responded. Warblade, there it is.
Yay! Thank you.
I just wanted to say though, Sal did get it without me reading into the chat.
Parliament of Trees. I'm just glad Connor Hawke's finally back. I know, me too. And he's gonna. I think that I hear Connor's gonna be important. Or at the very least, they're gonna play a role. Bat Vader, no comment, just some chatter. Thank you very much, Bat Vader.
That's our favorite cheese.
Oh, damn it. I didn't read Savage Avengers.
Oh, I did.
Oh, how was it? Okay, so I also want to...
Hang on. Conan is at the bar with no name.
Cool.
Which has to keep moving around. And like it's a pity story for them because like they're going to get pinched by the cops. They just need more money and they try to give Conan like old Oktoberfest beer that has like pumpkin in it, and he gets real mad about that.
Yeah.
But like Rhino's there, and like they're like, hey, if like someone could like get a score from this bank, then we could keep this bar open. So Conan's like, I'll do it. Me and Rhino
are gonna team up.
We'll go rob this bank. And so like Rhino's like, here's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna like rush the bank, and you'll like go in. So like. Conan's been living in the old Hellfire house.
Yeah.
Remember since like everything that happened with Null?
Mm-hmm.
So he like borrows a black suit from there, which is hilarious because it has no shirt. And I don't know if it's because Conan chose not to have one or because Hellfire Club.
Well, no way am I going to wear a shirt.
If you're in the Hellfire Club, who has time for shirts?
Well, it's more like if you got it, flaunt it. That's like one of the charter like important things about being a member of the club.
By the way, this is written by Jerry Duggan with art by Patch Brzrkr.
Oh, I know Patch Brzrkr.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't like that cover, by the way.
No. But you see this suit that he's wearing.
Yeah.
I just kind of assume that Conan's also not familiar with shirts in that capacity. But I think he's wearing one earlier.
I'm sure he's seen people in shirts.
Can't really go with that. I just assume that's just the Hellfire look.
Uh-huh.
Regardless, the idea is he's going to go in the bank, and then Rhino's going to attack the bank and rob it. And like Rhino's like, this is what I usually do, by the way. He's like, when I rob banks, it's usually there's someone stealthier who's going in there and doing the actual
getting the real robbing.
Yeah, like I'm like the distraction because I'm the man in the Rhino costume.
Yeah, and I can't take it off.
So I have to be squeezed.
And I poop in my suit, and I'm just insulated by it, and Sandman has to squeeze me once in a while and get it out the front.
Welcome, if this is your first episode
to the show.
on ComicPop. Hi, how are you?
Watch Spider-Man Blue, where we talk about it in depth. It's great.
I was not there for that, so I didn't talk about it in depth, but I've been hearing about it ever since then.
Yeah.
So the robbery goes off, without a hitch, until, of course, Spider-Man shows up and, takes Rhino down, and then notices his spider sense goes off, and he sees Conan.
Right.
And, like, they fight.
Yeah, Spider-Man versus Conan for the first time.
Conan wants his suit. He's like, oh, I like your thief suit. It lets you, like, crawl on walls. Give it to me. Give it to me.
No, that's what
You're not giving it to me fast enough. Conan also, don't forget, he has a symbiote that, like, remember Cullen Gaff had a symbiote? He has that symbiote. They've kind of bonded in order to kill Cullen Gaff.
Okay, all right, cool.
So he has a symbiote, and eventually that will come into play.
Yeah.
I love that image, though, of Spider-Man boxing
Rhino's ears. That's a classic move. Spider-Man does that with bigger characters that are bad guys. Yeah,
I love it. Conan tries to pull his suit off,
he's like, leave me alone.
He, like, rips his shorts. So like Spider-Man uses webbing to like cover his trunks. And they basically fight, and then like he tries to have Rhino take the money and leave, and like Conan's like, take the money, I got this. Yeah, and so he does. He utilizes his symbiote, and like Spider-Man's like, oh, okay, you have a symbiote,
right?
Damn it. He also, like, Conan's like, oh, you're a fool for like saving people, and like you don't understand it, blah 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 blah. So like he ends up putting someone in peril just so that Spider-Man will save him, and then we get a reveal of an upcoming character that'll be important. But what you really cared about is you wanted to know why Spider-Man was in the book, and now you know. But hey, who cares? Because Ghost Rider is going to be in the next book.
Yay! So it's basically they're turning Savage Avengers into Marvel team up, but just Conan is the main character.
Yeah, and it looks like they're werewolves.
Okay.
Or rats.
Well, then that means that Werewolf by Night can be in the next issue.
Yeah.
Or vermin.
It kind of looks like it might be that one.
Sounds good.
Honestly.
Hey. Let's see. Oh, Just Some Guy with a Mustache wants to know what ComicPop Returns is. Well, I'm glad you asked, Just Some Guy with a Mustache. The idea here is that ComicPop Returns is the side channel, the separate channel, the supplemental channel, the second channel that ComicPop has created that is going to be for the additional shows that everybody loves but don't love as much as back issues.
It's the focused totality of everything left over.
That's right. Yes, it's our Psyblade, if you will. But yeah, that's where Off the Rack is going to be going after the live shows. It's where Elseworlds is going to go after the live shows, and it's where The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, when it is produced, is going to go from now on. Old shows stay on the old channel, new shows on the new channel, and back issues will be the main show on the ComicPop channel. And hopefully everyone will get what they want as a result.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll keep promoting this and letting you guys know. But we did say that if by next week, if we hit 500 subscribers over on ComicPop Returns, we're going to give a comic book. We're going to do a comic book giveaway.
Yep.
All you have to do to participate in that is to subscribe to ComicPop Returns, and then tomorrow when this video goes up over there, just leave some kind of comment there, and we'll pick somebody.
Yeah.
If we make it.
That's right. Bat Vader gave us some cheddar. K Bowie 123. But Grifter is a marketing goldmine. Grifter COVID mask. Grifter plush toy. Give me more pouches and bullets. I can't argue with that. I mean, I have a Grifter mask right over there.
Yeah.
It is not COVID compliant. It is just a sheet. It is like made of the cheapest, flimsiest of fabrics.
But you could wear a mask and then put that over it.
Yes, I could do that. I'm never going to do that. DanV900 says, Feige just revealed that Doctor Strange was supposed to help Wanda remove the Hex. He was the one sending the commercials to try and snap Wanda out of it before the rewrites. What do you think of that?
I think I'm glad they didn't do that, because Strange would have just been able to take care of this.
Right, then Strange would have been like, go away.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess it'll depend on what they determine
Multiverse is about?
Yeah, and who's more powerful? You know what I mean? He's supposed to be the Sorcerer Supreme, and
but
if he
the
can't,
Scarlet Witch is more powerful.
Yeah, and if he can't deal with like a magic bubble in like suburbia New Jersey,
then how supreme can he possibly be? Adam says, love the weekly show as always. Thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you.
There's somewhere viewers can vote. Is there somewhere viewers can vote on or suggest new back issues topics? Not really, but like, feel free to, if you're watching an episode, comment, or if you're on Patreon, submit. We also have a subreddit, r/comicbooks, or Comic Pop. We also have a Discord.
I was going to say the Discord.
And the Discord's really where the conversations go. But feel free to like throw out your ideas. We're happy to take them. We don't necessarily, we're under no obligation to use them, but I do appreciate it. And, and it helps. Just Some Guy with a Mustache, Grifter Flamethrower, the kids love it. Agreed. And also, I wanted to mention, I picked up the first 5 issues of the digital exclusive series Legends of the Dark Knight.
You did.
It is by Derek Robertson, the guy who drew the Hellblazer Black Label book.
Mm-hmm.
It is written and drawn by him.
Oh.
And it is a 6-issue series. I'm going to check it out. I haven't read...
Oh no, we're not behind.
No, I'm sorry. I meant to say r/ComicPop.
That's not us.
r/ComicBooks is a different place.
I didn't even hear you say that, but I think you did say that.
I did say that.
Now that I'm on repeat, I just put back. I rolled back.
No, we are not behind that. But yeah, but I'm excited. It's doing what we always suggested. It's literally a 6-issue miniseries, and then he's off.
Yeah.
Someone else is going to do it.
Yeah.
And it's on digital, and then it'll be available in trade afterwards, and it's just boom. It's just a trade factory, and it's like, yes. Oh my God. Also in June, we're getting Earth 1 Batman Volume 3.
Oh, that's exciting.
I know.
That's exciting.
I can't believe that.
I want to address something. Has he officially become Sorcerer Supreme? I don't think he got
There's no scene where he says.
I don't think he got his certificate.
No.
But I also want to address the isn't Scarlet Witch stronger than Doc Strange though? Listen, I'm not going by comic book anything. I'm literally going by movies. And when one of your protagonists has a movie where he really hasn't had a chance to do much magic when he wasn't in someone else's movie, I say give the guy a break and let him do his own thing without having to constantly prove that he has more power than someone else,
right?
Or not. I don't know. Maybe that's just the way I tell like stories to be told.
Yeah. Sean D, I love you guys' content. Love you too, Sean. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Let's recommend some books.
Yes.
Let's recommend some comics that we think you should pick up that are coming out this week, either Tuesday or Wednesday.
For sure.
Yeah.
Marauders number 20 is coming out.
Yep.
That's all I got for that one.
Sweet. Marauders.
That's happening. Hellions number 11 is coming out. Kind of super interested in finding out what's going on with this. The team's having a rough time with Arcade.
Oh, wow. Arcade. All right.
Arcade?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How could I forget? Yeah.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. I like this too because it's like Psylocke in Excalibur just kind of finished up with Betsy, so I'm not sure when this is happening in terms of like
the chronology.
Their chronology. So either it's like super messed up that she's dealing with this now,
yeah,
or makes a lot of sense why they kind of dealt with it and like why she was like, okay, we got it.
I hope that's what
let's just get over this.
Yeah.
I also want to throw out there Die number 16.
Sweet.
Die fans. I feel like I haven't had a chance to
talk about it much.
Talk about that like lately.
No, that's true.
Oh. Yeah, I don't remember the last time that came out, but yes, there's that. Also, I keep getting like random like tweets and stuff like that from folk who are just like, I just discovered Strange Academy. Are you reading it? Yeah, I'm reading it. I try to talk about it every time it comes out. But Strange Academy number 10 is coming out, written by Scotty Young with art by Humberto Ramos. This is such a like just sweet book, and I mean like sweet in a nice way, but like, you know, again, it has depth, it has stakes to it. But it's like one of the like few truly magical books coming out of Marvel right now.
Yeah.
Just a lot of fun. Just seriously a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I also want to throw out there Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Number 3 is coming out, written by Ram V with art by Mike Perkins. I'm particularly excited about this one because there's a lady on the front.
Couple of ladies.
I
mean, it's the same lady, probably.
It's like double ladies. But like, listen, I'm interested to learn more about this iteration of Swamp Thing. What's going on with them? And now here they are. So, whoop.
Yeah. And what's the deal with what's Pammy's response?
Yeah.
All right.
I love Pammy. It's so funny because you didn't like the other books, and now I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself. I got to throw this out there that X-Men Curse of the Man Thing number 1 is coming out. Again, you were talking about how like that retro feel. That's what this cover has.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And like, look at this team that's like kind of involved with it.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you got the folk around the actual X title, right? But then like, look down below.
Yeah.
Just putting it
ridiculous.
out there. Yeah, very much ridiculous. Introducing the Dark Riders.
Oh, who are the Dark Riders?
I don't know. Oh, and then this is just really just for me. Future me, don't forget this. Baby Teeth number 17 is coming out. I really enjoy this book. It's written by Donny Cates.
Yep.
It's like...
This is one of your 2 favorite Donny Cates books.
I really like this book. I don't know why. I just really enjoy this book quite a bit. And like... I know people are reading it. I just don't think it's as well known and out there. So,
no one's talking about Baby Teeth. Yeah, I would also recommend. I guess Spider-Man at 65 is coming out. I like the last issue, so I'm gonna plug it now. Amazing Spider-Man number 50 or 65. You know, continuing the story. We'll see. There's gonna be a big event. Hey, speaking of big events, Heroes Reborn is actually getting its own mini-series or event, I guess, from Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness. This is like the world where if DC took over Marvel or whatever, I don't know. I'm not reading Avengers. I hate it. So I'm going to read this event to see how it goes.
I don't know what that mech-looking thing is back there.
No, but he's fun-looking.
I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
It's got some Evangelion vibes.
Yeah, but I hope that this event is a little more tight, a little more compact, a little more fun. I don't know why I would think that, since it's been the same team that gave me my least favorite Avengers run of pretty much all time. But we'll see. I'm going to give it a shot. Nice. Also... Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha number 1 from Charles Soule and Steve McNiven is coming. Ooh. It's about damn time they're doing something. They're doing a Boba Fett event with Steve McNiven on art.
Wow, my brain really tried to make his jetpack into an IG unit behind him.
Yeah, he's like hiding.
I don't know why. I was like, what? Why is he down there?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's his jetpack.
Right?
What? Stop.
I think War of the Bounty Hunters is like a redo of the War of the Bounty Hunters over like Han Solo's carbonite form, a la Shadows of the Empire, which is pretty exciting. Like, cool, good. And Soule is like the unofficial official Marvel guy for Star Wars, so you know, at least he'll be consistent. But yeah, so we want to recommend those. Before we go, there's a couple super chats I wanted to get to. That was Adam Thenhow, who says, love the new spooky camera angle. Keep them lights on or off, whatever works.
Yeah, no, it kind of is. Like, you never, you could see something back there.
Yeah.
Don't tell us if you do, though.
No.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know if you saw something.
Yeah. Did you see the ghost? Look again.
No, I didn't. No.
We want to thank you so much for joining us. But before we go, I want to remind you, there is another channel. It has nothing on it just yet, but it is called ComicPop Returns. To sum up, it's a separate channel for Comic Pop under the Comic Pop banner, where Off the Rack, Elseworlds Exchange, and The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and anything else. If the channel blows up, more shows will go there. More shows you might love and remember that are more in the wheelhouse of those types of shows. This way, everybody who loves back issues will just get back issues. And the hope, the real genuine true hope is, because YouTube is deliberately hurting channels that have more than one type of show, if back issues is the central show for the Comic Pop channel, likelihood is higher that YouTube will then recommend back issues to more people, and as such, back issues will grow, as will Comic Pop, and as a consequence, Comic Pop Returns can be the channel for these kinds of shows, and as such, hopefully will reach you and more people like you who like that kind of content.
Yes.
It's the genuine hope. We'll see what happens. We're hoping to reach 500 by next week.
And if we do, again, don't forget, all you have to do to have an opportunity to win a free comic, we'll just send to you. Yep. We'll just send it to you. First of all, you have to be able to get in touch with us, or we have to be able to get in touch with you to get your information. You have to be subscribed to Comic Pop Returns, and you're going to need to tomorrow, this is going to be the true test, because I recognize that this isn't going up tonight. You got to go over to Comic Pop Returns and comment on this Off the Rack. Yeah. Just anything. We'll select somebody from those comments and we'll let you know. But we got to hit that 500 mark.
That's right.
So that's what we're hoping.
Yeah. And then next week we'll announce the winner.
Yeah.
Storm King, do you think the 10 rings protected the Mandarin from the blip? Curious to see how this will fit into the rest of the MCU. Stay safe and be well.
I kind of love that idea that he's just like,
oh no!
Oh, cool.
I don't know.
I think I was blipping.
Yeah, I don't think that's important.
I like that idea that he's just like, I have jewelry.
Yeah.
This works. I'm okay.
Yeah. I love the idea of the West Coast Comic Pop. I was trying. We wanted to get it out as quickly as possible, which is why Comic Pop Forever was not the selection. But I didn't think of any other like supplemental. But West Coast Avengers feels like a bonus Avenger. It's not real Avengers, but Comic Pop Returns is like. Comic
Pop Forever, though, that's pretty.
It's a really good one. We might change the name. Who knows? We'll see. But so I want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for our Super Chatters for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you to our special guests and special crowd pleasers in the chat for being here and taking a minute from your busy schedules to join us here. Thank you to everybody who is here and watching the show live. And a special thank you to you who are watching the show right now after the fact, because you're watching it on the new channel. We're very lucky to have you. Thank you.
You the real MVP.
Sean D, can you put it under your channels? Yeah, absolutely. Both channels will have like recent upload playlists, so you'll be able to like.
There's also like a way to actually put it under the channels tab, and like for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out. And but for the life of me, I mean, I spent about 15 minutes and then I completely got distracted.
No, I did a quick look and I couldn't find it. But
there's like literally a channel tab.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I get it under there?
Right. I don't know.
Maybe I
think you have to go into your settings and make your channels public. You have to like have your history and stuff be public. So that's it. We want to thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time. That's it. So long, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe out there.